Assalamualaikum. Here's your science teacher Rusma Iqbal. I hope you all are doing well, having fun. So let's do some study. So today we are going to have our lecture number 3 for grade 4 science subject. So we have already started chapter number 9, Earth in the solar system. And we have already studied about the solar system, sun, earth and other planets present in the solar system. Today we are going to study about moon and the movements of the earth. That is starting from page number 106 to page number 107. Okay, so first of all we are going to study moon. Moon is called as natural satellite. Actually, satellite is an object that revolves around the planet at the same speed it is revolving around the sun. So, a satellite that occur naturally is called natural satellite and moon is a natural satellite. So, many planets have moon. You already know that only Mercury and Venus don't have moon. Beside Mercury and the Venus, all other planets have their own moon and there is only one moon present in the Earth. So now we are going to discuss the shapes of moon. When Earth spins mean that when something revolve or rotate around its own axis. Earth shows two movements. One, it is revolving around the sun in a circle. When it revolves or rotates around the sun, it also spins on its own axis, just like top. When you spin a top, it shows two movements. One, it is moving from one place to another, and one is it is rotating on its own axis. Okay? When Earth spins, the amount of light that is falling on the moon is changed. And due to the amount of light, the changing of amount of light, the shape of the moon also changes because we can see only that part of the moon that is reflecting the light. So the light, when light falls on the moon, we see it, but due to spinning of the earth, only some portion of light or sometime a full portion is seen, sometime a very thin line is seen, sometime a quarter is seen. So due to a changing amount of light falling on the moon, we can see the moon only the portion that is having of light. So due to which the portion that is seen by us, only that portion is visible and we assume that this is the shape of the moon. Okay, it may be a new moon. New moon is only a very thin line and it is only visible for a short period of time. After new moon there is waxing crescent, a thick line that is seen at the day number 3, 4, 5, and after waxing crescent there is a quarter moon, that means, okay, let's start from the shapes. First one is new moon. It is a very thin line that is seen for the short period of time and usually the full moon is present in the dark. A very short amount of light is falling on the moon. Second is waxing crescent. In this waxing crescent, uh, a crescent curved like moon is shown, means that a light somewhat adequate light falls on the moon and it is shown in the form of waxing crescent. It is the moon of day 3, 4, 5. Then there is first quarter moons means half moon. After half moon there is a waxing gibbous, that is more than half moon. Then it is full moon, that usually seen at the day of the 13, 14, 15. After full moon there is a waning gibbous. Waning gibbous means the moon that is visible after the full moon. The shape of moon that is visible after full moon is a waning gibbous. It is also, but it is less than half and more than quarter, but you can see that waxing gibbous and waning gibbous have are uh, opposite in directions. You can see that. Then there is last quarter. After waning gibbous, a half moon is getting shown, and this half moon is last quarter because it is showing at the end of the month. Then there is waning crescent. Waning crescent means the crescent that is showing after the half moon or last quarter. And after waning crescent, here comes again the new moons. Okay, and the cycle get repeated and repeated. Okay, so these were the shapes of the moon. Now we are going to study lunar month. You know that the moon rotates around the earth. Okay, and this rotation means that the one revolution around the earth, one rotation around the earth completes in a time period. That period of time is known as lunar month. Lunar means moon. Okay, lunar word indicates the moon. So the time period in which moon covers its one rotation around the earth is known as lunar month, and it is about 29 days. That is the period of 1 month. Okay, so next is movement of earth. There are two types of movement of earth. Earth shows two movement. One is rotation, means it is revolving around the earth. It is moving around the sun. Second is spinning or revolution, that it is rotating or revolutioning or revolving on its own axis. It is spinning. It is always in a continuous motion, and that motion is of two types. First is it is changing its place around the sun. Second, it is also moving on its own axis. First one, the revolving earth, and you can say that the rotation. Earth is constantly revolving around the sun, just like all other planets. Not only Earth, but all other planets are revolving around the sun. Okay, sun is stationary, but the planets are revolving around it. And the time period in which Earth is completing its rotation around the sun is approximately equal to 1 year. Okay, is approximately the period of 1 year. That is about 365 days, 48 minutes and 48 seconds. Okay, you need to underline these terms, these figures, and need to memorize it. Look at here. The earth is changing its place. Here is in the middle or center there is sun, and around sun earth is revolving. The circle or the path in which Earth is revolving, that is orbit, and Earth is continuously changing its place in the orbit. Okay, so when Earth completes its one rotation, one circle around the Sun, then it will complete 1 year, and then after that a new year is started. Okay. Second one is the spinning Earth. Earth is also spinning on its own axis. What is axis? An imaginary line. Imaginary line means the lines that we are supposing. It is not shown or it is not visible. You can't see it in the earth, but the imaginary line that is passing through the north and south poles. Earth is having two poles. First one is north pole, means that uh, the pole present on the north side, and there is south pole, the pole present on the south direction. When we divide the earth into two halves, because our earth is almost, look at here, our earth is almost circular. We divide this circle into two halves. These halves are hemispheres. Word hemi means half, sphere means circle. When you divide a circle into two portions, then this circle would be known as hemisphere. These two sides would be called as two hemispheres. And the hemisphere that is present in the north direction, that would be north hemisphere, and that is present on the south direction, that would be a south hemisphere. Okay, now look at this line that is coming out of the, and around which we are showing an arrow. Actually, earth revolves around this point, just like a top revolve around its center. Just look at the spinning motion of the earth. Look at here. It is spinning on its own axis, and due to this axis, you can see that amount of, due to this motion, you can see that the amount of light that is falling on the sun is also getting changed, due to which day or night comes. Look at here. Some portion is visible in the at the sun when light is falling on it, and then on the other, after some time, that portion that was visible, now it moves to the dark side, due to which we attain day and night. Day and night also is coming due to the motion of the earth that is on its own axis. We call it spinning. Okay, now is the position of the sun and the shadow. You can see that you have may noted sometime, you can see that when sun is on your back, your shadow is on your front, at your front. If the sun is on your left, the shadow is on right, and the sun is on right, the shadow is on left. So you need to memorize it, note it, that the position of sun and shadow is always opposite to each other. Okay, their positions are always opposite to each other. If the sun is on right, the shadow will be on left. Look at here. When the sun is on left, shadow is on right. When the sun is on right, shadow is on left. Okay. So, first of all, you need to know that the position of the sun and the shadow is always opposite to each other. And if the sun is at your back, here we are discussing left or right, and if it is at your back, the shadow will be at your front. Okay. Next is the determination of time of day. You can guess the time of day by the size of shadow. What will be the time when the shadow is small? What will be the time when shadow is large? So, you can observe that at the time of setting and rising of sun, shadow is always bigger in size. You can say if at the setting time shadow is always bigger, okay, and at the rising time shadow is always bigger in size. But at the afternoon the shadow is smaller. You can observe that it usually appears at your foot. Shadow is not that bigger. Why? Because the sun is at your back and the distance between you and the sun is shorter. Because it is uh, appearing just at your, you can say that it is arising just at your head. Okay, that's why when the distance between the sun and shadow is less, the size will also be less. And if the distance between um, sun and the trees is higher, the shadow will also, no, it is opposite.